Our video here today takes a look at France, a country in Western Europe with such a diverse history that it has created a culture and heritage unique to the rest of Europe. One of the great parts of France is its magnificent museums. In particular, the Louvre is possibly the most renowned museum in the world. Listen in for the history of this brilliant museum.
When it opened to the public shortly after the French Revolution, the Louvre Museum became the first great public art museum. It was the first time that collections formerly owned by aristocrats and the church were made accessible to a broad and wide public. And it was the first time that an international public could visit the Louvre.
The first French government was formed immediately following the creation of the French state in the year 498. The government was a monarchy from the reign of Clovis I and the creation of France to the fall of Napoleon after his return from exile and his loss at the Battle of Waterloo in the year 1815. Following the fall of Napoleon and since that time, France has been a republic. Since 2007, the president had been Nicolas Sarkozy, the man on the left, but in a shocking turn of events, François Hollande, the man on the right, beat out Sarkozy in the May 6th election this year. Hollande was a down-to-earth man who promised to put France on the right track toward a prosperous future. Listen in now for a brief introduction into one of the strongest economies in Europe, the French economy. The official French currency is the euro. The euro, as of May 15, 2012, is equal to $1.28 United States dollars. Today, France has a very strong economy and has the strongest economy of the countries in the European Union, the group of countries who use the euro. France entered their own recession in the late 2000s and escaped it earlier than most comparable economies. France recession lasted only 4 quarters or 1 year with economic contraction. According to the Fortune Global 500, posted in 2010, 39 of the largest companies in the world are French. France was also ranked as Europe's wealthiest country with over 2.5 million millionaires. France's beautiful physical geography is certainly one to be in awe of. France's natural borders are drawn out by the English Channel, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pyrenees Mountains, the Mediterranean Sea, the Alps, and the Rhine River. In the north and west of France, there are flat plains, rolling hills, and beautiful mountains. Towards the southern and eastern part of the France, especially near the Mediterranean Sea, you have slightly more of a beachy feeling and much more modern sense. The same goes towards the cities in these areas. Paris, although it does have many old buildings and historical sites, it is quite modern in some parts. Some cities in southern France are incredibly modern, filled with gleaming skyscrapers and packed streets. Some of France's natural resources are coal, iron, zinc, and timber, and it has a major fishing sector, especially in the area that borders the Mediterranean Sea. All of these physical characteristics combine to create an absolutely stunning country. The Tour de France is a cycling race which spans more than 2,200 miles over 3 weeks in France and surrounding countries. The Tour de France is arguably the most physically demanding of athletic events, as there are usually only 2 days of rest throughout the entire race. The race was first staged in 1903 and has been held annually since then. The course is always changing, however, the finish line is always in Paris. The race takes riders through the country of France, but also through cities such as Paris, mentioned above. It also commonly goes through Lyon, Marseille, Bordeaux, and Nantes before returning to Paris. It is internationally televised and receives viewers and participants from around the world. Although only a small portion of France was covered in this video, it really goes to show you what an important country it is. With its leading economic stance in Europe, to its brilliant museums, to its rolling hills in north of France, it truly is a country to be proud of.